What is the most dangerous threat to a faith community? Is it violent persecution from the outside, or a subtle, smiling corruption from within? In the book of Revelation, amid visions of beasts and cosmic battles, Jesus delivers stern warnings to 7 real churches in Asia Minor. To 2 of them, Ephesus and Pergamum, he singles out a mysterious group called the Nicolaitans. Their condemnation is stark and unique. You hate the works of the Nicolaitans, which I also hate. But the Bible tells us nothing else about them. They vanish from the scriptural record, leaving behind only a name dripping with accusation and a legacy of speculation that has echoed for 2,000 years. Who were they, and why does their ancient warning scream across the centuries into our modern age of compromise and spiritual celebrity? To understand the Nicolaitans, we must become detectives in a cold case of faith. The evidence is sparse but potent. In Revelation 2:14-15, their teaching is explicitly linked to that of Balaam, the Old Testament prophet who taught Israel's enemies to seduce them into idolatry and sexual immorality. This is our primary clue. The Nicolaitan era was not a doctrinal debate about the nature of Christ. It was a moral and spiritual compromise. They appear to have taught a theology of accommodation, that one could partake in the pagan social and religious life of the Roman Empire, attending idol feasts, engaging in ritualized immorality without spiritual consequence. It was grace distorted into license, a gospel that demanded no cross, no separation, no holiness. They offered a comfortable Christianity, one that conquered the friction of living in the world but not of it. The mystery deepens with their name. Nika means to conquer. Laos means the people. They were the conquerors of the people. Early church fathers like Irenaeus claimed they were followers of Nicholas of Antioch, one of the 7 deacons appointed in Acts 6. Whether this tradition is true or symbolic, the name points to a critical tension: the abuse of spiritual authority. Were they a spiritual elite claiming superior knowledge, an early proto-Gnosticism, or did they represent the first stirrings of a clerical class separating itself from the laity, a theme Protestant reformers would seize upon centuries later? The early church was unsure of their origin but united in seeing them as an archetype of internal decay. They were not atheists or pagans. They were insiders who blurred the lines, making the faith palatable at the cost of its transformative power. So, why does this ancient, obscure group matter today? Because the spirit of the Nicolaitans is not extinct. It is evergreen. It manifests whenever the radical, costly call of the gospel is exchanged for a message of cultural conformity and self-affirmation. It appears when spiritual leaders build personal empires over servant-hearted communities, conquering AHA people for their own gain. The Nicolaitans stand as revelation, as eternal warning. The greatest danger to the church is rarely the sword from the front. It is the whispered compromise from the side, the temptation to dilute truth for relevance, and the corruption of spiritual authority into worldly power. To hate the works of the Nicolaitans is to vigilantly guard the heart of the faith against a slow poison of comfortable compromise, a prayer for discernment and purity. Lord Jesus, you who commended the church for hating the works of the Nic, grant us your discernment. Where our faith has grown comfortable and compromised with the world, awaken us. Where spiritual authority is abused to conquer rather than to serve, reform us. Keep us from the subtle heresy of cheap grace. Anchor us in your costly love, that we may be a people set apart, holy and true, awaiting your return. Amen.